Welcome back to the Great Rubino. I have a wonderful, awesome gal, Chelsey Goldberg, who is a forward in the PWHPH. That is a long acronym. Former star at Northeastern hockey. Chelsey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jeremy? It's nice to be here.
Nice to be with you. So we're going to talk about women's hockey. Admittedly, not my number one knowledgeable sport. So you're going to teach me and probably some of my viewers, all 6 of them, about a little bit about it. But first, what got you into hockey as a sport, and obviously a passion, since it's something you're so involved with?
So I have a twin brother. And growing up in Southern California, obviously, it's not much of a hockey state, right? So we played your typical California sports like soccer, swim, lacrosse. I think that's about it. But we've tried all different sports, but those were the main ones that we played. And so our best friends at the time, they got a pair of rollerblades, and they decided they were going to start playing roller hockey. So my brother and I went to our parents and were like, if they're getting rollerblades, we're going to get rollerblades. So we got rollerblades and started playing roller hockey with them. And then fast forward a couple years, it started getting too hot outside, aka 118 degrees in the Southern California heat. So we decided to switch to ice hockey. And from there, we just played for fun. It was called in-house. And our coaches at the time, they looked at my brother and I and they said, you two have talent. You should pursue this. And that was kind of the first time that really, I guess, got ingrained in our heads and our minds to try to pursue college hockey. So from then on, we kind of just started taking it more serious. We played club hockey, and then eventually I switched to girls hockey to get myself into scholarship to Northeastern. So
I love it. I've had plenty of friends, both male and female, played hockey. They're obviously less resourced. I want to get into that for women's hockey. Of all the sports, I would say that's probably of the major sports, maybe the most lacking. We'll get into that. But you were drafted 8th in the NWHL in 2015. What was that experience like? Sort of like you said, being in sort of one of the few in this sport in your area, and then going to Northeastern, obviously a great school to play hockey at, probably male and female, and then going 8th in the draft. What was that experience like?
It was really cool. I actually have a unique experience. Unlike, I would say, many athletes, I broke both my legs playing. So I was actually out of competition for quite a long time, for 4 years at a time. So my journey was a little bit different. So for me, my college career basically started when I was a junior at Northeastern, is when I basically started playing college hockey after all my injuries and setbacks. And so from there, I really didn't expect to take my college career further post college, just because mentally and physically I thought I was done. And so I actually took my 5th year at Northeastern because it is a 5-year school. So I took my 5th year to just live as a college student without hockey. And I realized how much I missed the sport, how much I missed the team setting, the team atmosphere, having those sisters behind your back and that sense of family, and obviously training for something too. I missed the sense of working out for something. So I really realized how much I missed hockey. And just ironically, I think the universe works out in a really weird way, but I decided to pursue grad school at the same time at Northeastern. So I got into a master's program and decided to work for the university to get my master's done. And then the professional coach actually reached out to me all in that time period and asked what my plans were and that they'd love to have me. So it was really cool that I think everything just kind of aligned my 5th year. And I knew that I wasn't done playing hockey. So for me to be able to pursue the professional playing career after all my injuries and setbacks and everything was super cool.
So your Twitter account pins some of the things that you've accomplished, which is really wonderful, including the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. But one of the things you end with is that you're working towards a viable pro women's hockey league. Tell me about that fight and what that means.
So when I was a part of the CWHL, which was the Canadian Women's Hockey League, I played for that league for, I think, 3 years. And then all of a sudden, we got an email from our commissioner asking us to hop on a call. And fast forward to the call, our commissioner basically told us that our league had to suspend operations. So our league folded in order to put up this fight for equality and for what we deserved, which is a sustainable league for us to get paid full time to play at this professional level. We all work full time as well as playing professional hockey. So we're essentially working 2 jobs, right? And so when the CWHL folded, the majority of the members of the CWHL band together to form this PWHPA, which is this Players Association. And that's where we're really we're really standing true to what we believe and all coming together to have one voice and fight for equality and fight for this sustainable league. So our goal is that we will be able to play in a professional league that pays us enough to live, right? Instead of all having to work full time at the same time.
Awesome. So, obviously this happened in basketball. Well, I was a kid. I actually don't know your age, but I was a kid when the WNBA was happening. And one of the ways they did it was, for the most part, not every team, but for the most part, sort of the NBA, they put the WNBA team in NBA cities. Let's say the Sky with the Bulls, right? Or the Lynx with the Timberwolves. And for the cities that really embraced it, it was really great, and they've grown, and obviously the league has grown, and now they're bringing more and more eyes, and you have more personalities, which really is what sells any sport, right? Which is one of the harder things for hockey is that, like, you have a helmet and you have a face guard, especially for goalies. Like I would never know what a great goalie looks like for the most part because their face is fully covered, right? So is that the route you feel women's hockey should take? Meaning, like, the Blackhawks should have a team, the Wild should have a team, and sort of base that around the city that already has embraced hockey? Or how do we bring more? Is there another route to bring more eyes to professional women's hockey and sponsorships and all the things that come with making a viable league?
That's a great question. And as a player in the PWHPA right now, having experienced obviously all these inequalities and whatnot, we actually have received a ton of attention and momentum and traction from what we're doing. And so basically I can kind of summarize it like this. So the New York Rangers were the first NHL team to really step up and invite us to play at Madison Square Garden. So us in the New Hampshire region, which is who I play for right now, we played against the Minnesota region in our league at Madison Square Garden in support of the New York Rangers. And we received a ton of attention across all social media platforms because this was the first professional women's hockey game played at Madison Square Garden, which was huge for us. So then shortly after that, the Blackhawks stepped in and invited us to play at the United Center. So same thing, we faced off against the Minnesota region just because the borders are still closed, so we can't play the Canadian teams yet. But we played against the Minnesota region at the United Center. And we actually have St. Louis coming up in the next couple weeks, actually. So the Blues stepped in. So I think that is a very good route to take, is obviously getting all these NHL teams to step up and support us, because there obviously is that hockey attention already in those big cities. So I think, to partner up with a major NHL team in a major city like that is a very good place to start. And we've already seen a great amount of support by doing our showcases in these particular cities. And we're only getting more and more attention. I mean, today we had a statement released that the Calgary Flames stepped up and invited the Canadian teams to play a showcase at their arena. So it's going to keep going up from here. Obviously, we're in a pandemic, so it's not easy for anyone, but we're making it work. And I think we're doing the right things and taking the right steps to better our chances of obviously creating that sustainable league.
Yeah, I love it. Because women's hockey in college is very popular, and it seems like the next step should be that there's professional. But you're right. You're building momentum. You're building the right steps. A lot of people would like it to happen overnight, but there's so many things involved in terms of getting the players involved, getting the coaches on board, the sponsorships, the ice time, the scheduling. There's just so much that it's not just like a click of the button and all of a sudden a stadium appears with people filled in it, right? It takes a long time. And the WNBA, we all wish it was going faster, but now you have people like Sue Bird who just bring a ton of attention, both in mainstream media and through the game. Let's talk a little bit about your Jewish life. So Goldberg, not to be confused with the Goldberg from the Mighty Ducks, no relation. So tell us a little bit about your childhood and how maybe you maintain sort of a connection today.
Well, first of all, the Goldberg connection to the Mighty Ducks is the first thing that anyone ever says to me, because I am usually one of the only Jewish players on each of my teams. So that's a different relation, but in relation to the Mighty Ducks, it's always like, oh, Goldberg, you related to the Mighty Ducks? No, of course not. Of course not.
I know him, by the way.
But yeah, I think my Judaism is a huge part of my identity and who I am, and obviously very grateful to have been inducted into the Jewish Hall of Fame last year. I know 2021 or 2020 was tough for a lot of people, but mine started off really well, getting inducted into that before the pandemic hit. But yeah, I'm super proud to be Jewish, and I'm actually right now I'm working with Maccabi USA to be able to get a women's team to play in the next Maccabi games in 2022. There's not a current women's team that gets to play over there, so my twin brother has actually played in a couple of the games now, and I tried playing with the boys at one point, but got turned down real hard. So I've been working since to create an opportunity for the women to play over there. So that's been a main project of mine right now, which would be very cool to see. But yeah, growing up, my twin brother and I we would obviously go to our public school and then go to Hebrew school every Monday and Wednesday night after school. And our grandparents were very conservative, I would say, and kept kosher and the whole 9 yards. My immediate family doesn't, but that was still a very big part of our lives growing up. And so Hebrew school was every Monday and Wednesday after regular public school. And we got our B'nai Mitzvah done, I think what the boy has to be 13 or 12. I think it's different. I don't remember, but
Jewish law says boys 13, women 12, but some say both 13. Yeah.
So we got our B'nai Mitzvah done, and it was, that was, I think, one of the biggest milestones of our lives. It was really cool. I look back to that day all the time. I don't remember a whole lot, but I know it was really special to party like that with our friends and family from California. So
is it hockey themed?
It was hockey themed. Yeah.
I love it.
Yep. All of our table pieces were hockey related. It was great.
Where can people find you on social media and support you or the league if they want to come out or get involved?
Yeah, so you can find me across all platforms. It's the same handle. It's Chelley, CHELLY _Bean, BEAN 24. That's Twitter, Instagram, other TikTok, I think, other social media platforms. And then on the PWHPA side of things, I think it's just the PWHPA handle. So, but it's called the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association. So you can find them again across all social media platforms. And we post, I post frequently giving updates about our league and whatnot, but the PWHPA account posts daily regarding updates and our next stop of the showcases and what we're up to.
Awesome. Well, Chelsey, thank you so much for your time. Those who are watching, go out and support them. Go watch a game if you can, even if it's in a mask, and support them online. And any attention I know will help them go a long way.